I could stop recording right now if you want.
Ooh. Wow. That's a big boy. How do we make that go away without getting stung?
Here. Dang, that thing's huge.
Yeah. I hope he doesn't open a door.
Hold on, Brian.
Hey, don't open the door. Don't open the door.
Hold on.
There's like a really big hornet right on the edge of the door.
Okay.
Never mind. Now you can.
Okay.
I got it.
Good job.
I think it was like this
welcome.
big. What's up, buddy? Scott, well, you want to be blindfolded or do you just want to walk in?
I'll just walk in, my eyes closed.
Okay.
I mean, we just got here and there's like AAPs and... What is this Mac 11 over here?
Yes.
I forgot who made the body kit.
It's Cobra licensed?
Yeah. I'll have to pull up my e-hobby.
Dude, oh, it's heavy. Like, I thought this was real for a second. Dude, it's so heavy for... It's like an all steel body?
Yeah. Yeah, it was, so it was originally at HFC that I installed the body kit onto.
Brian's stuff is just on a whole nother level.
I've never felt a Mac 11 that good before.
Take out to the backyard. There's targets at known distances, so you can shoot whatever you want.
All right, so we're in the backyard of Brian's place because we have a whole table of his guns. The GHK RPK, WE MP5, which looks absolutely beautiful. Got a WE P90 over here, a Marui breacher that's been all customed out. Then we got this crazy Mac 11, and then Trung's trying out a GHK AKS 74U.
Let you have the rest. Look at that. Not a lot of people know what a crazy jet is.
What does it do?
It clears the air around the BB, supposedly. So it's all theory. There's really no real evidence. But yeah, I mean, they work well.
And all these guns that we're filming here are all for the next 250 guns compilation because he's the only kind of person that I've ever seen have a WEP90. They never really did so well, so not that many people bought them, but first one I've seen, only one I've seen, so there's a bunch of guns that I can only find here at Brian's place. So out of everything on this table, what's your favorite? I'm gonna guess it's a toss-up between the AK and the MP5.
It's a tough one, man. Really, I'd say it just depends what side I feel like being on that day.
Good point.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna get a kick out of it, but just tell me when to close my eyes.
Okay.
Oh, this is what you meant by organized. Whoa, dude.
It's not normally like this. I put a ton of shit away.
You're 6'12".
It'll be finished one day, I promise.
Can I have the files for that? I won't sell it.
I won't sell it.
Oh, jeez. Yep. Do you have any idea how many people have declined?
Yeah, of course.
One of my favorite things that he's made are these guys.
Yeah.
Gas blowback drum magazines. These things will go into any GHK AK, I believe. And he's got a few of them. We did a video on these a long time ago, but he's had a lot more time to work on them to work even better. And he's got a GHK RPK here, which I think this is one of the very few that I've ever seen in person. People say they want them, but they never really do get them.
Oh, jeez.
Brian, what do you think about that?
What's up?
What do you think about it?
This is insane. Trung, you're insane.
It's ugly.
So cool.
I'm ashamed of it, of course. And you guys, I reiterate it all the time. This is me after learning how to model. This is before learning how to model.
And we still haven't even really filmed anything about this.
You'll like this too.
Alright, so I don't think Brian knows, but I brought along one of the modified PP2000s. So let's see what he thinks about this.
Oh my gosh. Oh, damn. So
go ahead, test it out.
I think I could hold on to this thing for a while so I can design a drum for it. Hey everyone, my name's Brian Liu. I'm the guy behind Kinetic Action LLC. So my friend Scott asked me if I could show you guys my studio, so here we are. So starting off at the bottom here, really we've got an assortment of guns spanning my 7 or so years. Playing Airsoft on and off, but kind of always consistently getting my hands on whatever I think is cool at any given time. So first off, got this classic Army Scarab. This is the one that's flat cut on the front of the receiver. I have a custom 3D printed jailbreak style flash hider. So came out pretty cool. Just happened to be in the Dallas-Fort Worth area one day and dropped by Airsoft GI, pick this up. Next up we have a G&G Top Tech MP5. This one used to be a little bit more decked out. I played with it several games at high ground. Used the straight mags with it. Next up, this MGL, the humongous sight.
I didn't even notice this. I was looking at it for a long time. I did not notice you had that.
Got this thing for a pretty sweet deal from my friend Trung. Shout out to him.
I've seen those on miniguns. And like 240 Bravos.
Dude, I'm gonna do that on an LMG. Got this plasticky Springer. Picked this up from Shore USA back in the mid-2000s when I was in high school. And this thing has no right being as accurate as it is. Next up, this Air 5.7. Picked it up from ASGI. They had on special. I want to say it was like $89.99 or something. Here we have an A&K M1892.
That never gets old.
Here we have a real steel rail that I'd milled out. Never quite refinished that, but I threw that on there. This thing's a lot of fun. I haven't really done anything to it internally. It is what it is. Well, it's a fun little backyard plinker. Here we have a couple KCO2s. This one's just a boneyard one I picked up for cheap. I have it here as serves as like the spare parts gun. This here is my original KCO2. Again, I never quite got it perfect, but you know, it was fun for the few games I fielded it for. So here, I've got this Walther SG9000. Again, it's just one of those things that was out like back in my high school days. It just seemed like a lot of fun. So it takes an 88 gram CO2 cartridge, loading a whole stack of BBs in here. You have the option of shooting one or three at a time. So moving on to gear, I have a set in multicam black. I've got some sort of like TMC clone battle belt, bump helmet, and a clone ABS. So on here I have the Surefire sized HSGI tacos. These are actually a perfect size for these SSG 12 magazines, so that's really cool. Over here, the HSGI battle belt, clone JPC. See, I've got my WE P magazine there. Doing my Tokyo Marui gold match with custom 3D printed TPU base pad. Drop these on concrete, they save my magazines. Over here we have this WE M84. I got this thing in a mystery box. Just really liked it. It had some custom kydex made for it. Holster as well as magazines. This is another like spare clone JPC. I actually have this one as lend out gear. It's Moisture Farm Patches. It's from when my brother runs this gear. This is Moniker. A bunch of like 120 round shower shells. bunch of tag rounds. And why don't we jump on over to the gun wall?
Oh, why am I? What the f are you?
Alright, so starting off over here, I have a JG Scorpion. Just thought it would be a fun gun to pick up. I actually rewired this thing to take LiPos via micro JST or mini JST connector. Makes it run a little bit snappier, it's pretty nice. G&G Combat Machine, solid performer. I just kind of threw what I had on there. So over here we have a Gen 1 GHK AKS74U. This one's non-functional, it's just a wall hanger, but I like it, it looks nice. Looks nice, nice clang to do that. Next up, we have a WE M9. I'd gotten this in a mystery box, and once I had it in hand, I had to find a home for it, so hence the Roni kit. Next up, we have WE, the Knight's Armament PDW. I want to say this was my first gas blowback gun from back in 2013. I picked this up from Extreme Airsoft. May they rest in peace. This was fun. It's a fun way to start. Never had any problems with it. Next up, we have a WE P90. Scored a deal on this from someone in the local community here in Houston. Alright, here we have my WE 416C. I actually bought this one off a friend and ended up building it out.
It looks really good, to be honest with you.
Wow, thanks. I would say it's my primary indoor gun, like whenever I am able to make it out there. So, got this as well.
Ooh, that bolt.
Don't know if you can see inside there or not, but we do have the WE Tech magnetic end pass. That thing's a lot more stable, from my experience. So over here we have my grandfather. Got this Mad Bull Havoc launcher. I was able to snag this thing for a decent deal, so just went and done so. I do use this as a test bed for some of the custom grenade launcher, tag clone rounds that I'm doing experiments with. Alright, so here we have a WE AK-74UN. This was bought off of a friend. So once I had it, I just did some work to deck it out. This up here's a 3D printed rail. It's just purely there for aesthetics.
What did you do to this WEAK? Because I've broken 3 of the trigger packs in these. I don't know why, but they seem so fragile to me. The hammers break.
Oh, okay. I mean, I can't say I really abused it enough for...
I better not touch it.
Yeah, okay.
I better not touch it then.
Here we have a Tokyo Marui M870 breacher. So you can see it's fully decked out in GMP parts. Man, this thing is so satisfying to pack. Ooh!
Okay, so what makes this PDW different from the other one?
Well, first of all, I'd always wanted an M2 version, so when I saw one pop up on eBay from someone in California who was selling it, I just went and snagged it right away. So I did have a bit of fun decking this one out. This thing's a lot of fun. Love these PDWs.
I'll admit, it looks a lot better in that tan.
Next up, we have this SNT. It was originally the pink G36. So I did a custom paint job on this one for my wife. She actually has a she's a pretty damn cute shark costume that she can wear that matches this thing.
And the choice color for that G&G.
All right. I mean, this was a lot of fun as well. Thankfully, I didn't have to paint nearly as much of it. It's mainly this RTG match. It's a shade off, but I'd say in the end it came out pretty good.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
It also has the internal tracer unit, so it's got a nice blue glow between all the cracks.
So who taught that to who? Or did Trung figure this out somewhere else?
Well, I just used the max top-up units and everything else. I just shoved LED diodes in. But Thank you.
All right, so here we have an ANK GR300. This was actually a birthday present several years back from my wife. I had wanted to do a sort of AM MRS 4 impression from Metal Gear, but as you can see, I never quite finished it. I did design and 3D print this rail.
That's everything you do.
For now, yeah.
I can't find this part.
Yep.
I'll just reprint it.
So we have a KJW M93R. This one's a lot of fun. I have the folding shoulder stock for that, as well as 4 magazines. And up at the very top, also KJW M700. It's a gas-powered one. It's non-functional right now. All the seals are dried out. I bought that from a fellow teammate a while back. Just never got around to working on it. So these two GHKs, they're both set up for indoors. They're both like nice, handy little guns. Of course, the GHK G5 is a lot lighter to run around with. So I got both of these GHKs as test beds for HPA drums and adapters that I've been designing. And of course, I also build them out at the same time. This one's pretty straightforward. It's Magpul grip, Enforce, WML Gen 2. This one got a little bit more recently for the upcoming LCT drum batch. I put some Clone Zenico on here, as well as a few other things.
And didn't you say that was a real flash hider?
Oh yes, and this is a real AK-74 flash hider that a local AK builder gave to me. Next up, we have my WE Apache, or it was MP5 A2, I believe. I'd gotten this one from Crown Airsoft for a pretty good deal. I want to say it was $198, but of course shipping kind of killed it. This is a 3D printed Midwest Industries styled M-LOK handguard. I also have a custom design and 3D printed tape switch mount for this light, and 3D printed extended magazine catch.
Now I hope you don't take offense, but that's probably one of my favorite guns out of this entire collection. How sexy is this MP5, man? Any gas blowback MP5 is a great idea. I know I really rag on WE so much, but they really knocked it out of the park on this. I think it's a steel receiver. You got burst fire on it. The 3D printed handguard is really interesting with it being M-LOK. But that never gets old. I already shot this thing, but just holding it is almost as fun. Almost.
Slap it.
The scar is looking pretty hot though.
Oh yeah. So, moving on. Okay, yeah, let's just go to the scar. So, it's my WE Scar Light. Did get the extended barrel and flash hider for it. This one has a GMP deval as well as a Gen 1 WML. On top here we have the GNG LCAM and the Hogue grip.
Yeah, that's definitely looking hot.
Oh, even better. So whenever I run this thing at tanks or this is how we roll.
You just made it so much better.
Alright, so next up we have this Tokyo Marui MP7 A1. Also have the Mad Bull quick detach tracer unit. So I'd actually picked this up when me and my wife were on vacation in Japan. I wanted something airsoft related to bring back home from our trip. Originally I wanted an MTR-16, but that wouldn't fit in my luggage, so it's not a bad alternative.
Good second option.
Yeah. Also, got to play locally while I was there too.
Okay, so you've ignored it quite enough. What's the story behind the elephant in the room?
Oh man. Well, you guys know what this is. In case you don't, here we have the Cry Precision. Oh shit, can I say that? Alright, so for those of you who don't already know this, it's a replica of a Cryo Precision 612. I had painstakingly 3D modeled this thing from scratch over hundreds of hours. I mean, internally, it still needs some work. So for now, it'll still be a work in progress.
Time for the millions of questions asking, where can I get that? How much is it going to be? When is it getting released? Why isn't it out yet? Trung?
Huh?
What?
What? There's a lot of personal projects that we can't, you know, let out, of course, because we don't want that, FBI, open up!
Favorite gun on the wall, though?
Oh, of course, the one that we cannot say. Oh my god.
It exists, but it doesn't exist.
Yes.
Okay, so before we show off all the pistols and stuff, explain this.
Okay, so here we have the Thor's hammer. I was lucky enough to be able to snag one when they were still available. Oops, pardon the stray baby. And then of course, this beautiful case it came in, it had this empty cutout, so of course I had to fill in the blank with
that.
Yes. So just quickly going over the pistols, we have a pair of AAP01s. So I heard they're the new hotness, so I had to couldn't help myself. I picked up a couple out of order coming in anyways. Here we have an HFC Mac 11A1 inside a steel body kit.
Which makes it like 4 times as heavy, but feels 4 times as good. That's probably the best feeling Mac 11 replica I've ever felt in Airsoft.
Do have the humongous can as well. It does have a built-in tracer unit. It's this nice little unit. So next up, we have this KJW Mark II, I believe. It does have some custom 3D printed parts. So here we have gold finish 3D printed steel, trigger, outer barrel, extended magazine catch. Also a 3D printed base plate. Here we have a Salient 2011. Let's put an RMR on there. This VFC Glock 17. We got this in a mystery bag in Japan over the holidays. Here we have a PMR 30. Got this one for a fairly good deal from ASGI. And here we have a pair of MP9Cs and a WE M84. This was also from Mystery Box. I really like this, by the way. It's nice and snappy. I liked it so much I ended up getting a real one. And lastly, we have this HFC. How does this go?
Sokami?
I forgot what it's called, like T77 or something?
The ugly Mac 11 that nobody really got.
Exactly. But this was one of my first Airsoft guns, so I want to say like maybe like my second or third gas blowback after the original PDW. We have a 3D printed steel extended bolt catch for a WE M4 or 888.
Like I was saying, if there's something you don't have, you just 3D print it, don't you?
Pretty much.
Get out of here.
Okay, so most recently I've been working on just various HPA drum magazine adapters for WE and GHK, AK and M4 platforms. I am in the middle of producing parts for these LCT PK381 drums. I'll be making these for the next couple weeks. And last thing, I have something else downstairs that I can show you guys I've been experimenting with. Lastly, so what I've been playing with recently are these APS Hellfire rounds that came out, or shells rather. I've just been experimenting with various different types of bodies for them. So here I have these styrofoam eggs. They're filled with chalk or BBs. I chronoed them. They go about like 50% higher FPS than a standard tag round. Here we have a Mark II compatible 3D printed round, ML36. It's compatible with ML36, this casing. I also have a tag tube body as well. That's that. And lastly, got this body that sort of resembles a 40 mic. Inside there I've got some BB channels that hold about 100 BBs. It has a top dead center style hop-up adjustment, and it actually has a inner barrel and hop-up bucking inside of there. So I'm gonna keep chewing on these for a while longer.
So you have so much stuff that you've like created just by yourself with your 3D printing and all sorts of information that you and Trung seem to pass around back and forth a lot. You and Trung have got to be like the most creative builders in all of Texas.
I would say Trung is way more creative, and I guess just due to our different like day-to-day routines, like he's able to consistently pump things out a bit quicker, I'd say.
Now, I don't mean to embarrass, but you definitely need a job in the airsoft industry. Like someone needs to start emailing you, messaging you, so we can get you with like ICS or GMP or G&G or anybody.
Oh man.
Like if you could work with any company, who would it be?
It's a good one. I don't want to do gas blowback, first of all, so where does that leave us? Talking like WE, GHK.
Let's see if we can contact GHK for you.
Oh.
Well, Brian, I really want to thank you for having us over, showing us all the stuff upstairs. It's been a real treat, and letting me shoot so many of your awesome guns so we can add them into the second rendition of the 250 guns compilation video, because I couldn't find a GHK RPK, I couldn't find a GHK AKS74U, I couldn't find the WE MP5 or P90, and so on and so on. So you really helped me out. We're gonna put together an awesome video with this footage.
Wow, well that's great. I'm glad I could help you out. And again, thanks a lot for coming, Scott, and I'm always happy to share.
Awesome, I'll be back sometime very soon. If you guys like this video, then be sure to show it with the likes and the comments. Show Brian some love in those comments, because he definitely deserves it. Also, be sure to check out the description for all the information so you can find all the creations that Brian has made, his Instagram, Facebook. Do you have an Instagram? Set that thing up.
It exists.
Set that thing up.
Nothing posted on there.
There's a whole bunch of information that's going to be in the description so you can find all the stuff that Brian puts out. But with that said, hey Trung,
Yeah.
let's go to Cracker Barrel. So that's it for this collection walkthrough with Brian and Trung, and I really hope you enjoyed it because I had a lot of fun filming it and putting it together, even though this video is like 26 minutes long. But before I go, I really wanted to thank Zachary Brom and Aiden Dewell for becoming the newest USAirsoft channel members. Every new member really helps the USAirsoft channel out directly, since YouTube demonetizes everything I do now, including the last video and probably this video as well. It looks like I'm not allowed to have as many advertisements since I apparently make real firearm videos. Oh, I also show you how to make real firearms. Go figure. But if you'd like to become a member, then go ahead and check out the button on the USAirsoft homepage or just below this video. Every new member, like I said, really helps out the channel. And every member gets perks, like the tier 2 members that get to watch videos before anyone else. But big shoutouts go to Techstar Airsoft for making my trip to Houston even possible, Airsoft GI and G&G Armament, because without them, I wouldn't be able to make the videos that you guys get to enjoy. And since they helped out so much, you can expect a lot more videos from my Houston trip. I still have to explain what the hell exactly this gun is. But until the next video drops from the city of San Antonio, this has been Scott Hollenbeck, and I'll be sure to see you all next time. Another thing about this collection, I really hope this inspires somebody, because it's so well organized. Look on the floor. There's not a BB anywhere. There's no dust anywhere. He keeps it super clean and tidy. He was worried about, Brian, you were worried about one BB in the case just loose.